Okay, next we're going to have our fourth and final undergraduate finalist. After this presentation, we'll take a 30-minute break for the judges to deliberate on the undergraduate teams, and then we'll be back here at 2:15 to start the graduate division track. As I mentioned, we've added some new funding programs alongside the McGinnis and the Venture Bridge. One is, excuse me, please. One is called the Gebhardt Sandbox Fund. And Roger Corbin, if you raise your hand, he's here. He was Bruce Gebhardt's classmate in 1984. Bruce was one of our most active angel investors as an alum. And Roger and Bruce's family wanted to celebrate his life by creating a sandbox fund where we'll give $1,000 grants for prototyping materials or conference or trade show attendance to do customer discovery. Applications for the first cohort are due March 31st of this month. So if you're a current CMU undergraduate or master's level student, you are eligible for this program. So please, please apply. Without further ado, we're going to turn it over to Luca and WurkLife.
Thank you. Sorry. So hey everybody, thank you all for coming to our pitch. We're super excited to be in the final round and to tell you a little bit more about WurkLife. So WurkLife is a software platform that aims to revolutionize recruitment and streamline the process for both companies and applicants. Both Josh and I'm sure everybody in this room has experienced sending in hundreds of applications and countless hours entering in the same information over and over and over again. And through that process, Josh and I couldn't help but think, why isn't there the Common App for colleges, which is so easy, but for jobs? And that gave us WurkLife. So who are we? I'm Luca. I'm studying business and decision science at Carnegie Mellon, and I have prior experience in business strategy and analytics.
And hi, I'm Josh, a senior electrical engineering, and I have experience building software applications, AI, and exploring platform services.
And then finally, our advisor, Elizabeth Carducci, has years of experience in the SaaS space. CEOs see hiring as the third most inefficient process across their business. They spend countless hours and lots of money trying to hire, and yet 77% of them still struggle to fill their open positions. On top of that, people don't really view the candidate experience as that important, but candidates are actually 38% more likely to accept a job when they're satisfied with the process. This process is so long and tedious that 92% end up dropping out, and the opportunity cost of time spent searching for a job is actually pretty high. Our solution is WurkLife, and we aim to revolutionize the recruitment process and act as a hiring hub for companies and applicants. And we're going to provide three main outcomes: hiring efficiency in terms of time to hire and time to fill, hiring success in terms of promotions and tenure, and also equitable hiring, as there's one common application, so having more resources won't necessarily give you a leg up in the same way that it does now.
And so WurkLife is an all-in-one effortless recruitment platform where we connect applicants with employers, introducing transparency into the recruitment landscape. On the left side here, we can see our applicant dashboard where we have key differentiators. Firstly, we emphasize our user experience and ease of use. We also have our common profile from which users can select and apply to any number of applications, any number of jobs you want to apply to. We also have an AI copilot to help them optimize and build this profile. And lastly, we have job recommendations and custom analytics to help them find their best fit. On the right side here, we have our recruiter dashboard, where again, we have a heavy emphasis on user experience and ease of use. We also have an AI copilot that can help them build job applications and review applications in a much more streamlined manner, kind of like a dating app. And lastly, we also have a larger, high-quality candidate pool, as well as ATS integration and custom analytics to help them make better hiring decisions.
So to touch on some of the other companies in this space, there's LinkedIn and Handshake, which function primarily as job boards. And then there's Simplify, which is an AI Copilot Chrome extension that autofills your application. However, you spend just as much time correcting it as you would entering it in yourself. There's Crossover, which is a draft where they pre-screen candidates and companies can select the ones they want. However, it just adds another step and makes the process more clunky overall. And then finally, we all know Workday, the big HR giant, but their focus on the full HR suite really takes away from the recruitment process. To touch on companies we don't see as competitors, we don't see ATS system providers as competitors, as they're more focused on the second half of the process, whereas we're more on the first half.
And so when we look at WurkLife and its competitors, we see their ideal customer profile is young professionals and companies with large hiring needs, whereas others either only prioritize applicants or companies or a subset of both. And so this gives us a unique competitive advantage because our solution is built for a purpose. We want to significantly reduce the application filing and review time by connecting applicants and employers on a unified platform. We also want to provide an easy-to-use interface as well as power this by AI. And in doing so, we can connect applicants, employers, and universities, composing this unique value proposition that's very difficult to compete with.
So to touch on how we're going to operate, we'll operate very similarly to other companies in the space with an employer and an applicant freemium. Free users will have both free profile creation and applicant review, and also access to limited number of postings and applications respectively. Whereas the premium users will have access to the AI Copilot, custom analytics, sponsored postings, and more. And then we also see some opportunity for alternative revenue streams, which could include selling applicant data back to the companies within data regulations, and also incorporating ads on our platform. We also view partnerships as a very fruitful endeavor with ATS system providers like Greenhouse or HR solutions like Workday to provide that full end-to-end HR solution. Our go-to-market's going to start with universities, CPDC centers, as they have the most college students applying to thousands of jobs. And then we'll have an enterprise and an applicant sales strategy. And then finally, partnerships like I mentioned with ATS system providers, HR solutions, and then also companies like Glassdoor so we can incorporate applicant reviews into our custom analytics as well. To touch on financials, we aim to have major growth in users and revenue and achieve a gross margin similar to that of other SaaS businesses. And if we win, we'll use the funds to add in resources in user experience and also industry expertise. We're currently looking for mentorship opportunities, founding team members, and building out that team in the areas we mentioned before, and also long-term advisors to help us grow and scale the business. Thank you.
All right, judges, feel free to jump in.
Yeah.
Have you thought about how would you capture some of those soft skills that are required from an applicant?
Yeah, so a huge thing like similar to what Josh is talking about, the profile summary that we'll provide to companies of the review will have like major blurbs that you can put in like communicator or effective communicator, data visualizer, things like that. So in your profile summary that the company sees, you'll be able to have those listed there and see them in your summary as well.
And just one other observation, you might want to really think about as an option, the selling the data, because that could affect your credibility, right? As you want to be seen as the source to come to.
Yeah.
If the single unified application is your big differentiator, what's to prevent one of your market competitors with massive share and dollars from quickly trying to recreate or create something competitive and similar?
Yeah. I think a huge thing is a lot of the other companies, like Workday and stuff, lack the focus that we have. They're more focused, like LinkedIn, for instance, on professional networking, Workday on the full HR suite. And they are run on legacy systems, which makes it very hard to pivot to a new system like this that's a unified platform. So we kind of just view our focus on both the company's applicants and unified platform and the fact that we're on new technology to be that competitive advantage.
Are there APIs to those platforms so they can help you grow versus be competitors?
Right.
Yeah, so we actually plan to develop our own soft middleware APIs to integrate with ATS systems that these companies are using, as well as we plan to use open source AI solutions before we begin developing our own AI solution from which we'll use our accumulated data on the go.
So looking at your revenue stream, do you see most of the revenue coming from the applicants or from the companies over time?
Yeah, so we see a majority of the revenue coming from companies over time. I don't know if you saw in our business plan, we had a financial projection, but we wanted to kind of get a little bit more customer discovery on the company side. We've had a positive willingness to pay, but before we find those contracts and the right kind of value, yes, we do see a majority of the revenue coming from companies.
Help me understand exactly what you're replacing. Are you replacing the actual interview, or?
So we're replacing the initial levels. So when an applicant goes on our site, or Indeed, Think, Handshake, whatever, to apply to a job, and then companies will go in and review those applicants in that first stage to pass them on to the interview, we're replacing that first half of the recruitment cycle and the initial review stage. And
you mentioned universities as a go-to-market. Have you thought about which types of jobs are most difficult to fill? Are they entry-level jobs, or are they more senior-level jobs? Yeah, so we're going to focus initially on that entry-level career, so internships, early career, 1 to 5 years out of college. And then, in terms of that has the most volume, so we can help them go through them quicker and match them better.
Are you thinking it will be a white label?
You please use the microphone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it going to be white labeled, or you will basically continue to use your brand?
Can you say that again?
Are you thinking it will be white labeled in some instances, or are you continue with your own brand?
I think we'll continue with our own brand. I think, again, that common unified platform can help get out there, similar to the Common App, and grow with that.
So one of the things that is always recommended to job seekers is to tailor your application, your resume to each particular job, right? And with the Common App idea, you can't really do that. So how do you still have a high-quality application with a generic?
So I think similar to the Common App, where, if you think of schools like MIT or even Carnegie Mellon, they have supplemental essays. So I think there can be an option on the employer side and the applicant side to provide supplemental materials if they feel that it would make their application stronger. So if you wanted to write a tailored cover letter to every single job, that's completely available to you through those supplemental opportunities that we'll provide.
To follow on, you talked about engaging the universities. What does Carnegie Mellon, what do the universities get out of this? Why would they do this?
So I think universities, they really want to prioritize applicants, and it builds that company relationship as well. So as we bring in that unified platform for applicants and companies, they'll get more effective matching for their applicants, and also their companies, more companies coming into the university to provide funding or even just resources.
I
to
think
students.
CMU has plenty of companies coming and plenty of job opportunities, so I'm not sure that's a real value there, what you just said.
Okay. I think also, more relationships within career professional development. I think also you think a lot of the consulting firms that I've applied to through CMU are regional or more region-based. I think even getting the network out there of students that can be sent off to more regions in the U.S. could be super helpful.
Sean, go ahead.
You don't see Indeed as a competitor?
I do see Indeed as a competitor, but again, I think they're really focused on just the applicant recruitment experience. So when we're talking about focusing on both companies and applicants in this, unified process.
Go ahead.
Done. Oh, a unified process. I think that kind of really sets us apart from what their focus is.
Thank you, Luca. Thank you, Josh. Thank you.